Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday. Right now, you're taking a live, kind of darker look at Wairika. This view coming courtesy of the Rain Rock Casino. I don't know if it's so dark because of the contrast on the camera or because of some of the smoke, or also we have some higher level clouds that's probably making the sun a little less bright than it normally would be. So maybe a contribution of all those factors is making this view a little murky and kind of yucky on this Monday. 82 degrees this midday in Wairika. We're seeing temperatures in the 70s and 80s inland, 55 degrees there along the coast in Brookings. All right, air quality has gotten a little better, subtly better in southern Josephine County compared to what we were looking at on News Watch 12 this morning. But I think the column of smoke has extended now. We're now seeing consistently unhealthy air quality for most of Josephine County into western Siskiyou County, then some very thick smoke adjacent to that Six Rivers Lightning Complex down in the Six Rivers National Forest. So let me show you what happens with the smoke a little bit later in the day, and you'll see some purples, some very dark purples coming out of the origin point of the Rum Creek fire, and that represents very, very thick smoke. And we'll have winds gusting out of the northwest today, so that means that all of that thick smoke is going to go from Josephine County into most of Jackson County and into portions of western and central Siskiyou County as well. So that means that air quality later in the day is going to get very, very bad in places like Medford and Talent and Phoenix and Ashland and Wairika and Weed. Expect some very thick smoke a little bit later in the day. And as we head into Tuesday, you notice some of the thicker smoke starts to drip back up towards Josephine County, but watch what happens a little bit later in the day. Winds once again coming out of the northwest. They'll push this back into Jackson County and into Siskiyou County, although this model doesn't think it's going to be nearly as thick. All right, here is your pool forecast for today, and it's going to be smoky today, and it's going to be hot, so it'll feel nice to take a dip in the pool, but it's going to be the air above the water surface that's going to be the problem. Is again, air quality is probably going to be pretty bad within our west side valleys, especially in Josephine County. So today is going to be hot. It's going to be hazy. It's going to be smoky. We're probably going to have the best air quality in southern Siskiyou County, also in Lake and Klamath counties, but Jackson, central and western Siskiyou County, Josephine and eastern Curry County, air quality is going to be pretty bad. And then overnight, that smoke is just going to kind of hang around in the same areas I was talking about. We'll also have a few clouds overnight. This is ahead of a little impulse that we're getting that can maybe bring us a sprinkle or two over on the east side for Tuesday, but it's not going to amount to much at all. But just know we could have a few clouds in some of those areas, but that's not really going to be the big story. The big story is going to be the smoke overnight, also a little bit of marine layer fog and cloud. I figured I'd just give that a little shout out. But the big story, again, smoke and heat. We're definitely going to have both of those things at least over the next 24 to 48 hours in the Rogue Valley. And we don't have a smoke model that goes out consistently to Wednesday and Thursday, but just know that we're probably going to be dealing with some pretty thick smoke by then as well. And containment efforts aren't going to get helped out by any rain. None of it's in the forecast over the next 7 days. Here's your 7-day forecast for the coast. We'll see more clouds over the next few days, some cooler temperatures as the marine layer starts to come back a little bit. But again, the coast is just going to have to take a back seat. It's inland where the big weather story is going to happen this week. Lots of thick smoke, very hot temperatures. Look at this. For the next 7 days, Siskiyou County will likely breach 100 degrees. And then for the east side, we'll see some very warm temperatures over the next 7 days. A low to mid 90s and some windier conditions for Tuesday and Friday. So that obviously it does not bode very well for fire danger. So we're going to be tracking that, but also we're going to be tracking a lot of the smoke and haze coming from the Rum Creek fire. A little of that getting into the Cascades and Siskiyous, but the worst air quality will easily be in the Rogue Valley. And these conditions, hot and dry, not going to help out the Rum Creek fire at least over the next 7 days.
And I know we've kind of seen quite a few weeks where we've had triple digits, haven't been, happy about it, but it's something that we've seen. We're not unfamiliar with this type of pattern. But this week specifically, how concerned are you about our weather heading into the month of September?
Pretty concerned because we haven't had any substantial rain since, I think it was like the first week of June. We had that thunderstorm at the beginning of July, but that's it. Could count on one hand how many times we've actually had a soaking rainfall. So because of that, fuels being so dry, there already being a fire in the area. It's going to be near 100 degrees for the next few days. All that to say, I'm very concerned.
Okay, everyone needs to be on their A game when it comes to
Yes.
fire safety.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Josh.